I'm on Natty Helen Burroughs Avenue in Northeast DC, and at a mural that's organized by a Sign of the Times Culture Workshop and Gallery. And it's called 100 Years of Afro-American History. And the artist is Jerome Johnson, who's here, who I will interview in a minute. His daughter is filling in some of the area that he had started. So you see her there. And here's the title of the project. And here are the people that it's honoring. I'll walk all down and show some of the rest of it as well. You, Mr. Johnson, how long have you been working on this project?
I would say almost 2 months, about a month and 3 weeks.
There was another mural here before, right?
Yes, it was.
Did you work on that as well?
No, I didn't. I was just chosen to restore that.
Right. So some of these images were there.
Well, all of the images were there, even though I changed the images, all except for Nanny Helen Burroughs, so I added her.
The rest of the images were already here. You just refurbished them?
Yeah, I redid them totally. I
Okay.
just used my own style. I just painted the first one out, but I used the same subject matter.
Right. So how long have you been painting?
Long time, since maybe the early teens, even before that. Yeah.
Are you from D.C.?
No, I'm not. I consider this my second home. I've been here over half my life, but I'm originally from Newport News, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had a great uncle that lived in Portsmouth on what was Key Road. Yeah.
Yeah.
At that time.
That's all home area.
Huh?
That's all my home area.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna walk up and down and take pictures of this.
Okay.
We'll be streaming this online.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
This is interesting, this horse racing shot. There was a horse race, there was a racing track back in the 30s. I think it was motorized as well as horse racing, and it took place all the way down on the other side of the railroad tracks in the Kenilworth area. Elder Miss Shaw purchased the land from these people and ultimately built Mayfair Mansions apartments over in Kenilworth. This is a scene of a farmer. Back in the day when Deanwood was initially founded, it was post-slavery, early 20th century, 1900, around 1900. Deanwood was one of the first black communities in Washington, D.C., and clearly it started off as a farming community. This is a representation of, I suppose, they look like World War I military, but black soldiers participating in World War I and World War II. Marcus Garvey. People know who he is. He was the founder of the UNIA. This image here is a reproduction of a photograph by a famous photographer named James Van Der Zee. It took place in Harlem. Next is Rosa Parks on the bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Jesse Owens, 1936 Olympics in Germany. Is Lady Day. Is a representation of dancing most likely jazz dancing to swing music back in the 30s and 40s. Dizzy Gillespie. And I'm trying to figure out what this represents. The Strand Theater. Okay, that's down the street in that direction, about 5 blocks. It's going to be redone soon. Westbrook's was a place that we all gathered back in the 50s and early 60s on Benning Road. Doo-wop singers. In school, we used to have a lot of folks singing in the hallways of schools. I went to Randall Junior High School. I know it happened at Dunbar. I went to Sousa and McKinley and Eastern High School. We always had groups singing. Jackie Robinson. I'm trying to think of who this gentleman is. I'm not certain. The March on Washington in 1963, August 28th. August 28th was just a couple of days ago, in fact. Angela Davis. Protests in the early 60s, Olympic protests in the early 60s. Thomas Smith, what was the other brother's name? Will come to me. Jimi Hendrix. Members of the military, black members of the military from, I guess it's the Coast Guard to the left, Navy next, Army, and maybe Air Force. I'm not certain who this is. This might be something personal Mr. Johnson painted, family picture. Maybe it's his mother and himself. Africa. Then the master intellect over them all, Thurgood Marshall. This mural is on Nanny Helen Burroughs Avenue. You see the businesses that are across the street from it. You should come by and check it out. Thank you.